Good morning and welcome to yet another Star Trek podcast. I am Brad, your host for today, but as always, I am joined by two lovely individuals. The man with the plan, the guy who goes skydiving, well, no, more like parasailing, kind of like jumping up a little bit off the ground and then hoping it doesn't fall. Majid, how you doing there, buddy?
Hey, buddy. Because I'm so top heavy, if I jump up in the air, I fall.
Yeah, that's true.
Face forward.
Face forward directly into the sand. But you look like you got some good tan over there.
Yeah, our buddy Franks and Wayne always said that I can't tan. Jokes on them. I tanned.
Well, you're looking good there, buddy. And of course, our other friend joining us, the man who is probably going to be sleeping his way through the day, Drew. How you doing over there?
Surprisingly awake. I don't know what happened, man. I fell asleep at a normal human time, like a normal human being last night. Despite having a panic attack about not being able to do so. I had everything meticulously planned and none of it worked out, and then somehow it worked out. So here I am.
Great, welcome. I'm glad you're awake and actually conscious right now.
Yeah,
sleeping pills and worrying will do that to you, buddy.
You know, I haven't taken any sleeping pills since I've been on overnights, but I have started taking vitamin D.
That's good.
I bet you have.
I do. I do think it's helping.
I know with me when I've worked overnights, the sleeping pill stuff, that was always a rough trying to get up and to go to work.
Yeah.
I was dragging.
I've tried melatonin in the past, and it just really did just not work well with me. Like, I woke up and I just felt like groggy for the entire day. And like, if I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you wake up and you feel drunk. It was just, really not a good fit for me. So I try not to use that. And I actually got one of those sun lamps that should be coming either today or tomorrow. It's like a wake up lamp. It's supposed to adjust the brightness like a sunrise, mimic a sunrise. So I'm looking forward to using that when that kicks in at 4:00 in the afternoon on a work day.
You can if it doesn't work as far as waking you up, you can use it as a way of getting your tan on.
That's true, but I can never match the tan quality of Majid.
You know what you could do is get a rooster.
Rooster.
Yeah, but roosters like make the noise in the morning, don't they?
Yeah, it'd be like
maybe get
5 a.m.
Maybe get a rooster that's on your sleep schedule.
No, just keep them in the same room with the light, so then therefore when it starts going off, they can be like, "Oh, it's time to get up."
Yeah, I'll have a perpetually depressed rooster in my house.
Or you can just teach Metro how to crow. Or
I don't think I need to teach him anything. He just walks across me. It's the worst.
Well, gentlemen, it has been a while since we've last chatted and done our recordings.
Yeah, you bought a house. You finally moved in.
I did. I bought a house. I have been enjoying the lovely pains of homeownership and making those wonderful trips to the trash and the hardware store and everything. Mowing my lawn. I have to admit, actually mowing the lawn part is actually kind of fun in a sense.
Shirtless?
What's that?
Mowing it shirtless?
Oh, yeah, totally. No, I have to be full on long sleeve, long pants, or else like the bugs will just eat me alive out there.
True story.
I remember I walked to my sub basement one time and I came back and my entire legs were covered with bites. And I was like, nope, not doing that again.
That sucks.
Yeah. But gentlemen, this is our first episode since we finished our Strange New Worlds kick. For the lovely listeners, I believe this will probably be the fourth one since Strange New Worlds aired. Because I know I think the last one we did would be right after would be Dagger of the Mind, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and it's funny because that episode. So I just finished editing the Menagerie, Part 1, which we recorded on April 27th, and I had to do the outro for that, and I never did it originally. So I recorded
that-
I recorded that fresh last week, and that was really weird. Like, we recorded this in April.
Yeah, you're like, it's actually July, but I'm doing it for April.
Yeah. We have a what is it, like a 3-month gap in original series recording dates?
Well, where it may keep getting a little bit larger there, sir.
Yeah. You've got something big on the way, or something small, I should say.
Small. Having a newborn child, coming out within, I'd say, possibly 26 days projected. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, by the time this episode actually drops, you may have a baby.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
Papa Dad.
We're watching on the webcam here Majid's dog completely assaulting him.
It is the most hilarious thing you will see.
Oh, he got licked.
And it's like the kiss is all over his face. And he's like, what did my dog eat? Because it feels like something died.
His butt. His dog ate his butt. His own butt. Not Majid's
okay,
butt.
good. Thank you. I don't want that out on the internet. No. So I left Kylo at a kennel for a week while I was in Miami. So he didn't care. Listen, he didn't care. I wanted to say bye to him on that Monday when I dropped him off. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to go with these strangers. Screw you. And
he's like, strange people with candy? I love it.
Right. So, he went, and I didn't pick him up until that Saturday because our flight was delayed on Friday. I couldn't get him, so I had to pick him up Saturday morning. No, I had to pick him up Sunday morning between 8 and 10 because I couldn't get him Saturday. The first thing he does when he sees me on Sunday morning is jump up and give me kisses, a lot of kisses. And he likes to hug. And he also tried to give me kisses while I was driving.
He loves you.
And then this morning, for some reason, he just busts through the door like he's Leroy Jenkins and also gives me kisses. We see, while Stella was nice enough to not do that to me, Kylo doesn't care.
He does not give any hoots at all.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, before we get started on this week's episode, do want to bring up one unfortunately sad topic of news that was brought into to light is the lovely and marvelous Nichelle Nichols unfortunately passed away. I believe it was 2 days ago, or was it yesterday?
I think they announced the date as the 31st of July.
Okay. But yes, unfortunately, she had passed away at the age of 89. She played Uhura in the original series, and has been a Star Trek legend, for many years now. And I have to say it's a very sad news piece, but it's something that I do want to bring up and just mention while this episode is not going to be airing for a bit, but it's something I want to address.
Yeah, what a trailblazer Nichelle Nichols was. I mean, just truly inspiring on so many levels for so many people. A woman on the bridge, a black person on the bridge, and just having the respect and power that comes along with being an officer. It was never an issue in the original series. It was just accepted that she belonged there, and I think that's exactly how it should have been. Star Trek has always been a trailblazing show, and they've always had trailblazing actors, and she really paved the way for so many people. I texted my mother to tell her that she had passed, and my mom was really saddened to hear that, and she said she was my hero when she was growing up. And my mom talked about that, seeing a woman on the bridge made her feel like she was capable of doing anything. And my mom, is a white woman, so I can only imagine what that would be like to, a young black girl that's watching this show, seeing somebody like that, having that sort of representation. I can't even imagine what that was like.
Honestly, this didn't affect me as much as, it affected some other fans in the community.
Well, you are a fairly newer fan.
Kobe's passing affected me deeply. Kobe Bryant, basketball player. This didn't. This was shocking, but it wasn't on the earth-shattering level as Kobe Bryant was.
Well, she had been reportedly ill for some time. They had said there were some signs of dementia, I believe, and
it was natural passing, so that was at least positive note there.
Yeah,
right.
She lived a long life,
89 long years, which was definitely good.
So it's sad to think that we only have 3 people from the original cast left. William Shatner, Walter Koenig, and George Takei.
Yeah, wasn't Walter like one of the youngest, or is?
I'm not sure what the ages are. I believe Shatner is the oldest, though. Shatner's in his 90s.
Yeah. He's very spry for an individual his age.
Yeah, he looks fantastic. I can't believe that he's 90 years old. And then like Walter, in my opinion, looks quite a bit older than Shatner or George Takei.
Really?
In my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I know George is always. I follow him on Twitter and like see his Facebook posts and stuff like that. It's just his mentality. He's very sharp.
Oh yeah, he's very quick.
And that was one of the things I always like. But no, it's kind of sad. You're right. We're kind of getting down to the days where things are like this are just going to probably unfortunately be more common.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Folks, let's move on to a lighter note. We unfortunately don't have a summary, so we'll just run through an ad lib of this episode.
Wait, we don't have a summary?
I know. I'm sorry. I totally missed it.
No.
Yeah, no, it's sorry. I apologize. It's all Majid's fault.
Nope, it's not my fault. I'm not the one that writes the synopses.
Yo, guys, I had a lot of trees to trim and a lot of yard to mow. It's on a hill.
You should have asked Franks for help. He's good with logs and wood.
Yeah.
True story, though.
Truth, gentlemen.
He loves taking off his shirt and just chopping wood.
With his hands. With his bare hands.
With his hands. Captain America style.
All right. Well, gentlemen, let's kind of ad-lib this one.
Let's do it.
We folks have an episode called The Conscience of the King. It is a story about a man from Kirk's past who committed an atrocious act where in his attempt to save a colony from starvation, killed half the population. 4,000 people were killed. And of those 4,000 people, only 9 saw his face. Now, those 9 just happened to be Kirk, one of Kirk's friend, and then some other guy that's on the Enterprise. I mean, 4,000 people, only 9 saw his face, and then Starfleet actually has a photograph of the man that you can compare it to see. I'm gonna move on because I'm having trouble here.
The thing that I wanted to just like ask is, like, first of all, how convenient was it that Kirk was among these 9, and secondly, like, was Kirk like on the colony or at the time? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
He was on the colony, and the thing that kind of that kind of blows my mind is that this guy's called the governor, I believe.
Yeah, I guess he was a governor of the colony.
Governor.
So how do you become a governor without anybody seeing your face?
Well, everybody's dead, so
right. There are no witnesses.
No, 4,000. So what is it like? He killed 4,000 and then became the governor.
I think he selected 4,000 of the residents to be put to death, so that the other half. So from what I could gather, there were 8,000 residents of the colony. He killed half of them so that the other half could survive on limited food supplies.
Yeah, but who?
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
He's basically Thanos.
He Thanos the colony.
Yeah. Click.
100%. 100%.
Oh, the other person, Lieutenant Kevin Riley, was also one of the individuals, one of the 9.
His parents bit the dust on that one.
Yeah. So to give more further detail, now Kirk's friend called Kirk to the planet to say, hey, this man who is heading up a Shakespearean play is the man who killed our families, who killed our colonists. And this man apparently also was wounded in the process because half his head is a giant 8-ball.
Yeah, it was pretty much a giant 8-ball.
And so Kirk is skeptical because this man Kodos the Executioner was identified as dead over 20 years ago. And it was a long time ago. And go ahead, Drew.
Do you think that Thomas Layton is the original Phantom of the Opera?
Hey, you know what? Yeah, that fits, man. The original, the OG.
I mean, look at that mask. I'm looking at his memory alpha right now. It's like
it's spot on.
Somebody took like a piece of fabric and just traced their thumb.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You're
Don't
right.
be.
No. Kirk's friend, who brings him to the planet. Kirk is kind of skeptical of the whole thing, and of course, Kirk is like, "Yo, let's throw a shindig. Let's have a party, and let's invite him over." You know what? Mass executioners can't resist a party. So
mass executioners cannot avoid a party.
So let's bring him on over.
Holy crap!
And of course, what happens? Well, he doesn't come. It turns out his daughter Lorraine, Lorraine is like, no. My pops, he's a homebody. He doesn't meet with fans. He's a little up on his high horse, but you know what? Don't worry. I'm the girl with the most. I'm here. And of course, Kirk goes to his normal schmoozing, activities, taking the hand, giving her a glass, the usual fun stuff. And he's like, hey, let's get out of this place. And so they start to take a walk, and oh no, Kirk's friend is dead on the ground. Mysteriously dead. Not necessarily killed, but dead. No coincidence there. No coincidence there, folks. It's just ignore it. Just ignore it. Move on. So, Kirk is like, hey, let's, I want to get the scoop of this. I'm not sure if this guy is. I've only seen him once from a distance. It was up in the balcony. I didn't really have my spy glasses. I wish I used Zoom, but unfortunately I didn't watch it on a recording, so therefore I actually have to go meet the guy. So let me get him on my ship, and I'll figure it out on the ship, because that's always the best thing to do. And when they get there, he did it in a way where it's kind of like a sneaky, like, I canceled your ride, I'm not stalking you kind of situation, but I really want to see your daughter again. He starts bringing the daughter around the place, showing the mood lighting. Apparently there's a lot of mood lighting in the evening, so therefore it's very romantic. But he did comment there's no sound of a wonderful orchestra playing, so therefore it's technically not a planned date, but it may have been. Who knows? And then our buddy Kirk, things start to seem a little more fishy. He doesn't want to tell Spock because that would be a smart thing to do. Spock is too Vulcan, so therefore you don't want to tell those guys, or else they may be too logical and try to talk you out of it.
He's too Vulcan. Love it.
It's the truth, though. He's going to talk him out of it. But apparently Spock is actually not going to try and talk him out of it. It's kind of like, hey, let's kind of figure this thing out together, guys. And, I have a suspicion, too. These things don't add up. And so they start kind of looking into it. Spock on his own little way, Kirk in his little way. He does the whole Google search on the computer where it's like, hey, show me a picture of this dude and then show me a picture of this dude and compare them. Oh my God, they look like they're very similar, 20 years apart.
They were the same person. They were literally the same person. I chuckled.
Who knew? I don't know, man. It looks different to me. I mean, I know I may be that
Brad doesn't
guy
see
with
race.
Glasses who needs better, glasses. I don't know.
You have hearing problem, not vision problem, though, Brad. It wasn't like they were doing a voice comparison between the two.
They did do that,
but we didn't hear it.
No, they didn't. But they did do it technically.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
See, technically, it's the best kind of right.
It is.
But anyways, so what things start to go on the ship is Kirk doesn't want Riley to find out this guy may be this mass murderer because this is Lieutenant
Koenig?
Who's the guy? Lieutenant Riley?
Oh,
yeah, Lieutenant Kevin Riley. His family was killed, so he doesn't want Riley to know his family was killed by this potential mass murder. So he throws them into the engineering deck, which apparently is a demotion. Because that's a thing. Anyways, Riley being Riley, he gets stuck in the engineering and kind of gets bored, and so he calls down to the mess hall just randomly. I mean that's not weird at all, right, guys? That's normal.
Yeah.
No,
hey,
it wasn't. It was no.
Let me just call down to the mess hall and see if Uhura is there so she could sing to me.
Yeah, I know. Which I think he's got a crush on her. I really do.
I mean,
I think everybody
who didn't. Yeah.
Everybody on that ship.
That's true.
She only had eyes for Spock.
But with all futuristic things, Riley's eating his cube plate and drinking his milk, and of course is not paying attention very much in a giant room that's very empty, and somehow somebody sneaks in and sprays some sort of liquid in a water bottle into the milk, and then he gets poisoned. He gets thank gosh though the communication was open, so somebody went and got him into sickbay. And then you know what, folks? It gets even stranger. Somehow, a phaser set on overload shows up in Kirk's bedroom. I have no idea how that gets there.
Because somebody put it there, Brad.
Wait, really?
No. I mean, I'm guessing, just based on context.
But then we don't know who. And so, of course, Kirk is taking the most logical approach, which, Spock's job. He goes and he accuses this Anton Caridian of being Kodos the Executioner, making him read some sort of line that he read when he was going to kill half the population, apparently.
But not before throwing a phaser into the garbage chutes, by the way.
Oh, yeah, by the way, yeah. To get rid of the phaser, he throws it into a garbage chute, and apparently that doesn't... So Kirk was like, oh my God, this phaser is going to destroy, multiple parts of the deck. I'll just throw it in the garbage chute and destroy multiple parts of the deck down there. That's fine. Because, that's a thing. But the Caridian is like, no, I'm not this man. I'm not Gordos. It's not how it is. Goes to do his little play, and then Kirk is about to arrest him. Or wait, no, O'Reilly. That's what it was. O'Reilly.
Riley's gonna murder him.
Riley finds out that he's there and is going to go murder him. So Kirk goes to go save the man because he doesn't truly know if it really is him. But turns out there's a plot twist, folks. A plot twist. Can you believe it? There's a plot twist, and it is his daughter who has been killing people to protect the father. She admits that her father is the guy. And then, therefore, we know the true answer is that he should really be dead. But of course, she goes crazy. She's a little bit of a nut job, if you ask me. But she goes to shoot Kirk, and she ends up killing her dad. Tragedy, folks.
Didn't you see that coming?
I kind of did.
Okay.
I gotta be honest with you. Like, I saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, it was still pretty. You know, it was a nice red herring for them to throw in there.
Yeah.
Once the first spray bottle thing, when they were kind of not showing who was doing it,
By the way,
I was like, it has to be her.
By the way, the spray bottle.
Oh my god,
it was a friggin' spray bottle that he used.
Windex.
I listen. I watched this like literally in the middle of the gym, and I'm chuckling when I see the stupid water bottle. I'm not sure why they decided to use a water bottle. Why this it was lubricant, right? Like a milky lubricant.
I don't know.
I mean, I assume it was literally a glass of milk so he could eat something with his or drink something with his cubes.
But wasn't that cereal?
Yeah.
That was cereal, wasn't it?
No, it's just cubes.
It's just cubes.
Space protein.
Space cubes.
Space protein. Why you have to go protein, Brett?
He had a protein shake for his space protein.
Well, folks, to sum up this episode, Kirk had a childhood. Spray bottles are still a thing in the future. And we all drink cubes and milk in the future. That, folks, was an episode.
By the way, that stupid uncovered milk glass near all this engineering equipment.
Oh my God.
He deserved to die.
But he didn't.
I know, but he
die.
deserved to. He deserved to. he should get court-martialed just for that.
Can you imagine having like an open glass of water near like a nuclear reactor control panel?
I mean, Homer Simpson.
Hey guys.
Homer Simpson does it.
I mean, to be fair, he did have the food and the drink away from the controls until he almost died. Then it went everywhere.
Right. If
so,
it was,
and
it was glass, by the way.
It was a glass.
Yeah.
It was glass. It's so bad.
Because nothing wrong with glass, could happen, right? No shattering of. Oh my God, I stepped on something.
By the way, the name of the mass murderer, Kodos. I immediately thought Simpsons. Like,
talking about the aliens,
right? Yeah, don't blame me. I voted for Kodos. You know.
I wonder if that was like a homage to that.
I mean, The Simpsons did it first. Always, The Simpsons always did it first.
Yeah, I mean, they did a time travel and they went back in time and.
Listen, I think it's been deemed it's been confirmed that The Simpsons does time travel. Like, we all know this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gentlemen, what were your thoughts on this fantastic of an episode? We did get some actual information as to Kirk's past that I apparently was not aware of, where he was on some sort of colony and half the people died.
Yeah, that was news to me as well, too. I was not prepared for that, and I feel like they just kind of glossed over it for convenience sake. It's like, oh yeah, Kirk was also here.
They needed a reason.
The way that Kirk was behaving, where he was like not sure that it was Kodos, like I think would have been sold better if Kirk was not on the colony entirely.
I agree.
The fact that they went out of their way to say that he was a part of this colony and that he was one of the 9 people left alive to have seen him, and then have him act like a complete buffoon, was really disappointing.
If you think about like the friend and then Riley, like they were like, oh my God, this is him. Yeah,
100%. And like I'm on board with Kirk trying to ensure that he's arresting somebody that's guilty of a crime, right? And not just locking the first, oh Brad, you're the killer. Like oh, let's put you in jail right now just because I said so. Like I'm totally on board with that. But the I don't know, the execution I just think fell a little flat there.
We're going to learn more about Kirk's past on that colony. in the eventual Strange New Worlds episode. Like, I feel like it's gonna happen.
You think they're gonna bring back Kodos in Strange New Worlds
with a different actor, kind of like they did the what was the name of that the Falcon of War, the Bird of War?
Bird of Prey?
Bird of Prey.
Oh, right, the Birds of War is from the Bird of War is from It's Always Sunny, right?
Stomp, clap, stomp, stomp, clap.
Don't really know what you're talking about.
You gotta watch the show. When the baby's born, introduce the baby to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen with that show?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
They're gonna learn.
Learn to curse, right?
They don't curse.
They don't curse.
They just do horrible
things.
They're just the worst people. they are the worst people. But Danny DeVito's in it.
That doesn't help much.
By the way, I also have come to the acceptance that we may lose Danny DeVito in our lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another unfortunate thing.
Yeah, him, Harrison Ford. We talked William Shatner. Like, there's just so many legends. Shut up. We're not losing
legends too.
Hey, you know what? Just rest assured, Majid, The Rock will still be around, though.
The Rock will still be around. We're not losing The Rock. We almost lost Kevin Hart, though, unfortunately.
That's true. So, Brad, I wanted to ask you a question, specifically. No offense, I don't think you'll get the reference, but...
Ouch.
We used to see in TNG on a regular basis the crew performing various plays and symphonies, and whether it's a play in 10 Forward or something in the holodeck, they were often doing Shakespeare and the like. I don't know about you, but up to this point, I thought that was exclusively a Next Generation thing. I never anticipated that I would see a Shakespearean play on the original series.
Yeah, I think with me, like, we're in what, episode
19?
This
19?
Yeah, this is no, episode 12.
12.
Oof, I was way off.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
this is episode 12, and like in 12 episodes, I don't think I've really seen much of their downtime, because they don't. I think TOS is a little bit formatted differently for the audience, because this is such a still like the first sci-fi Star Trek series that they've done, and I feel like they doing those type of down episodes where we would see in Next Generation, like I don't think they really put much emphasis in those type of things. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't suspecting it, but the way they added this one, it kind of made sense, because it's not the typical of, oh, the crew is performing it, or the crew is
good point,
enjoying it. But then again, if you think about it, Uhura did do like a song number. What was it?
She's done that before, but I mean, that kind of gets the vibe to me of like the crew's hanging out in the mess hall. Somebody's got their guitar with them. They're just kind of messing around, singing songs, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was expecting, more of those things, because it reminds me very much of like a modern day, battleship or something, where the crew are going to be in the mess hall. They're going to be doing their jobs, but they'll have downtime, and it's usually very close quarters, not much in the area of space to do things. Like you would have in TNG, because TNG is so much more futuristic, so to say, where it's their behaviors are a bit different, more relaxed in that sense, and TOS is more military related. At least that's how it feels.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, the Enterprise from Strange New Worlds was also very futuristic, if we're being honest.
Shut up, Majid. Nobody's talking to you.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I know where you live. We'll handle it that way.
Do you though? Do you? You haven't been down to lovely Atlanta.
We could just go around and knock on every door until we get to your house.
Yeah, that wouldn't take that long.
Hey, knock, knock, knock. Brad? No. Knock, knock, knock. Brad? No. Knock, knock, knock. Brad? Yes? Last name? No. Okay. We'll get close, but no cigar.
So Majid, this being your first episode since we've watched Strange New Worlds, I was mentioning the other day that I feel like Strange New Worlds kind of spoiled me.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing this, going back to the TOS, what were your thoughts, sir?
I was also spoiled by Strange New Worlds. We didn't have the same kind of hairstyle of the week that I was looking forward to. But we did come back to a lighter, I don't want to say campy, but I got a mystery. I got I don't know. I got a few things that I enjoyed out of this episode.
To me, it really feels this is a self-contained story with almost no consequences for the future.
Yeah.
Whatever happens in this episode is probably going to stay in this episode and you'll never hear about it again.
Just like time travel.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be the MO for most of the episodes that we're going to see.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would have also appreciated if, every time Spock stood up to Kirk, that Kirk just backhanded Spock. Like, I was expecting it. But I guess that would never happen.
Like, do you think that were you expecting it just because like Kirk was being irrational, or do you think Spock was out of line?
Yes. Yeah, I think both of those would fit. Like,
I don't know.
Honestly, I just want to see Kirk abuse his power.
Okay, well, I mean, fair, but
and I can't say he's never done that before.
Yeah. I think Kirk was out of line here. I think Spock was right to question him. That's his job.
I don't think Kirk was out of line.
Because like the way Kirk, like, Spock's asked him, like, when, why are we picking up these people or whatever? Kirk says, because I'm the captain. Like, that was very snooty.
Yeah, I think that was uncalled for.
It was.
So I'm torn with it. Like, I know what Kirk really should have done, because it would have been best to bring Spock into play, be like, hey, this is what's going on. I need an objective opinion. And based upon the episode, Spock actually, would have erred on the side of the captain's favor. Being like, yeah, this is actually the guy. We need to take action.
Yeah, I think Spock has Kirk's back. He just needs to be in the loop. Like, there's going to be situations where the captain is going to need to keep information from the first officer, but this was not one of them. This was Kirk trying to be clever and sly until he felt confident enough to start talking about it. And then, like, meanwhile, his first officer is going behind Kirk's back to talk to the doctor to make sure that he's acting properly. I just that disappointed me.
He was trying to also honeypot the governor's daughter. What was his name? Kang? No, Kodos. Kodos' daughter.
Kodos, yeah. So Caridan is the new name that he took, right? Or Caridian.
Yeah.
Caridian. So my question to you guys is, maybe I misheard this, but didn't they say that she was 19 in the episode?
No, they did.
Oof.
So isn't that kind of a predatory?
The rule of thumb when dating is half your age plus 2. So I think he just maybe, skirted over that line. How old was Kirk in this episode?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
30-something?
He was half born his 22, 23. He's like 33.
All right, so half your age, plus 3 or plus 2. Yeah, no, it's predatory. But
okay,
I mean, it's not like this was the Alabama of Starfleet, you know.
No, but I mean, they are in outer space, and she's not going to say no because of the implications.
Implication. Hang on, that's another one that Brad just doesn't get. Oh my god.
It is my goal to bring as many Sunny and Futurama references to this podcast as possible.
I'll get 50 of those.
It just fits. It just fits because of the implication. Yeah. Thank you, Drew. That was great. No, we got to share that clip for Brad. He's still gonna get it even after seeing it.
Nope. I'm gonna be like, well, what did I just watch?
Good show though.
I'm sure I will have to watch it someday if I ever have free time. There's only how many seasons?
15.
They're short though, but there's like 10 episodes a season, so
it's
not that daunting.
Now there are.
No, originally there were not that many. Like most of the seasons are short. Anyway, we're going down another path.
We're going down a Always Sunny. Gentlemen, so the whole episode was really big on that fact that no one saw who this man was, but yet there is a picture. How does that work?
But it was from a different angle, so it's clearly unreliable.
He grew a beard. Just like you. Like we have an old picture of you holding a dinosaur egg, and it doesn't look like the Brad I know. There's no glasses.
But how is it that only 9 people saw the man, yet they have a picture of him?
People look alike, Brad. Like, how many times have I seen you at Applebee's or Buffalo Wild Wings? Like, I've seen you other places. Like,
hey, not all white people look alike, man.
Oh!
All right, you should probably cut that one, Drew.
I think that's great, but I will if you like.
No,
I don't care. It's up to Majid.
No. Just white people that look like Brad look alike.
Oh man, that was a nice one.
Wait, have I given Brad a strike?
This one.
Have I given Brad any strikes today? Demerits?
No, you haven't.
Well, that's 2. That's 2 demerits.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That was 1 demerit for earlier and then 1 demerit for now. Who's keeping track of these demerits? Because I think at this point we just lost count.
Majid, it's your job.
Yeah, I'm not keeping track of demerits.
Well, I'm just gonna round it up to 200.
That seems legit.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, anything else you wanted to talk about or bring up for this episode?
How did you feel about the plot twist?
The one we all saw coming a mile away.
Honestly, to mirror what Majid just said, it was very obvious.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as like, I'm trying to remember what point I thought it was her. It was before the spritzing of the milk, but
the spritzing of the milk.
When they kind of like they implicated that the Cordos, was it? Yeah, like he's not gonna show up. Like it kind of very obvious that they're gonna do it's a red herring, kind of approach. Because that stuff is like, why wouldn't you show the person doing it if that's not the person?
Right. I don't know. It was just the whole thing was just.
It's a very I feel that it's a very standard plot point for an episode of this time period.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because I know with those type of things that was something that's very common when you came with like those mysteries from older TV. That actually we even still do that stuff today in more standardized dramas that are somewhat poorly written.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just kind of a very common TV trope. I don't know if it was common in 1966, but it's certainly common now.
Speaking of common, who do we need to talk to about getting another Star Trek spinoff?
They're gonna have another one, I'm sure.
Well, who do we talk to about pitching a Star Trek spinoff?
Well, what do you got in mind?
A Cadet Academy. Star Trek Cadet Academy. Right? So I've already pitched the Law and Order Star Trek or Law and Order Starfleet. It'd be like NCIS for, Starfleet. I pitched that one. But I think Starfleet Cadet Academy is the way to go.
So so what you're telling me is this is a TV show about, young adults and their struggles of going through school and Starfleet and trying to really find their own and find out who they are.
Think Star Trek meets Saved by the Bell.
So basically every TV show on the CW.
No, lighter than that. Like, again, Saved by the Bell. Even Saved by the Bell, the college years.
So CW, got it.
No, the Saved by the Bell wasn't on the CW. Do you even know Saved by the Bell?
Yes, I know Saved by the Bell. But it's those standard, typical tropes that they show in the CW.
Like
Dawson's Creek.
I don't want to wait for my star.
When I was a kid, they had these books for like teenagers. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was like Starfleet. Like it was basically Starfleet cadets. It was like a series of books. I used to get them at the book fairs at school all the time. Let me see if I can find it. Books for kids. I think it was like they would Starfleet Academies, they called them. And like there was like one where they talked about like Worf being in the academy, and these are just terrible books, but I used to love the crap out of them.
I used to love the crap out of them.
You heard me. I said what I said.
He means it.
I do.
Thanks, Brad. Demerit.
Anytime, Majid. That's what I'm here for.
If anybody remembers those, please let me know. They were delightful.
The only person to read them was you. The only person to read them is you. That's why they no longer produce them. They only put them out there.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm almost positive that I was the only person that read them. I certainly was the only person that read them in my class. Nobody else did.
Nerd.
I mean,
see, I was reading Goosebumps when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't read those. I read the Star Trek things.
So speaking of Goosebumps, R.L. Stine is still apparently making books, or he's still writing books. And my daughter, she's reading one of his series right now, and I forgot what it's called, but she's like, "Hey, what was you know who this author is?" I'm like, "Yeah, he used to write Goosebumps." She's like, "What's Goosebumps?" And I said, "Oh, shut your mouth." This is also the same little girl that asked me, why do we say hang up the phone when we just press a button? And I also said, shut up, get out of the room. But no, yeah, R.L. Stine's still making money out there. Way to go, R.L. Stine.
That's crazy.
And they're still making some of his books into movies.
That's also crazy.
Some of his books into movies, which ones?
Was it Fear Street? Last year they did it. That was on Netflix.
Was that good?
I enjoyed it. You will hate it.
Why would I hate it?
It's horror.
They don't like to be called that, Brad.
It's suspense terror.
Gotcha. Okay.
And anyways, folks, I think we're moving on a little bit out of that area of Star Trek realm. Gentlemen, anything else you want to add before we go to our ratings?
Let's do it.
All right, so Majid, let's start with you, buddy. Since you saw it the most recent, what are your thoughts on this episode?
I think this episode was a step in the right direction for God, what's the word I'm looking for? So we watched the Menagerie 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a continuous string of solid episodes. So I think this episode was a nice solid 7 out of 10 for me. It was, Kirk doing his Kirk thing, trying to honeypot the daughter. There was a mystery. It was Spock trying to be logical. We had some snarky doctor banter who was also drinking, which is very comforting.
He is a bartender.
He's an alcoholic.
Fair.
But he only drinks socially and for work. But no, I think the episode was a solid 7. I had no problems with it. I thought I would hate the episode and the production design, coming hot off the heels of Strange New Worlds. But no, it was a good episode.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar concern. Drew, how about you?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I don't think it was anything particularly blockbuster, but it certainly wasn't an offensive episode. I thought it was a nice return to story of the week.
Yeah.
Predictable but enjoyable. Some of the plot points were a little convenient. I do think that Kirk was behaving a little irrationally at points, and we haven't seen that sort of behavior from him, so it seemed out of place, in my opinion. The way he treated Spock. We've seen him go to bat for Spock before, so to see him kind of like shut him down in that way
well, not just before, but literally the last episode.
Yeah, you're right. Like the last episode, Spock was, on the verge of being court-martialed, and Kirk fought to make sure that didn't happen. So I don't know. It was just a little weird, but enjoyable. I would probably leave it on in the background. I don't think I'd be paying too much attention to it. I'll give it a 6.
It's a solid number. Yeah. I think you guys both really hit the nail on the head with this. It's just it's not a bad episode of TOS. I think Strange New Worlds did spoil me a bit. However, it was nice to have a little bit of a palate cleanser. We're able to see a little more modern, updated tick towards Star Trek. But overall, it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad, so I would give it a 7.
Nice.
I want to change my score. I don't like having the same score as Brett.
Too bad.
Oh, goodness.
Well, gentlemen, anything else we want to bring up before we part way with our lovely listeners?
Well, next week we're doing the Balance of Terror.
What's that?
And very excited about that.
We are. And it looks like, Drew, you will be hosting.
Oh, sweet. That's exciting. So, Majid, we saw the alternate version of this in Strange New Worlds in A Quality of Mercy, when Pike was the captain of the Enterprise against the Romulan bird of prey. This is the episode that episode is based on.
So I think for this one, I'm probably going to watch that early and then jump right back into Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I would like to watch them both back to back as well, if possible.
You have to stay awake for both of them, buddy.
Well, we'll work on that. But no, I'm going into this episode with high expectations. I've never seen it, but I'm very familiar with the plot and the legacy of this episode. So I'm kind of, normally I walk into episodes with a 5 as my score and kind of work my way up or down from that. This one I'm kind of walking in with a 10 and working my way backwards.
Okay. That seems unfair. That seems unfair.
Agree, yeah.
That seems biased. Judge Drew.
It is. I'm not gonna lie, but it's kind of where my mindset is.
He's like, we'll see. Drew's like, it's totally biased. What are you gonna do about it? I'm the editor. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna edit you.
Right. I'm gonna edit out your opinion, Majid. Who you think you are?
Basically.
Apparently nobody, but that's for the listeners to decide. Folks, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this wonderful podcast.
We are wonderful.
Yet another Star Trek podcast. Thanks for listening, folks. Have a good one.
See ya.
Love you.
Thanks for listening to yet another Star Trek podcast. We're part of the Retro Sessions Network. This episode was recorded on August 1st, 2022, and is hosted by Brad, Drew, and Majid. This episode was edited by Lord and Savior Drew. Brad didn't write the synopsis, but did do the intro ad hoc, so kudos to him. Majid takes care of most of the artwork, except when he doesn't. That's taken care of by some guy named George Ratau, who did additional artwork for us, and he made us look like lower deck characters, which is freaking awesome. And you can too. Just hit him up on Fiverr. We'll have a link for his information in the show notes. Special thanks to William Grobelar Music for our music Warp Speed and To the Stars. You can find him on SoundCloud, and we have links for his information in the show notes as well. We'd love to hear from you. Hit us up on TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter at yetanotherstpod, or shoot us an email at yetanotherstpod@gmail.com. We've also got a Discord room, so come and chat with us. Next week, we will be watching Balance of Terror. Watch alongside with us on Paramount Plus and let us know what you think of the episode. Support the show by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get the podcasts from. We really appreciate it. Thanks for listening and have a good one.